Hey guys, Alex here with an emergency episode of Sports the Nemo Way. James Harden has been traded to the Brooklyn Nets. I almost said New Jersey. It's still a bad habit of mine. And we just thought we'd jump on here and discuss it quickly and send out an episode to you guys because it's such a big thing. Probably top 5 superstar in the league being traded. Middle of the season, not something that happens every day, so we thought we'd jump in here and talk about it. We're going to try and stay away from too much Harden in-depth talk because we will have an episode for Harden later. But I will kick it over to Wade and let Wade tell you what his initial thoughts on Harden being traded were.
Well, I was actually kind of I don't really like it. I didn't want Durant to have Harden on his team. I think it kind of.
So are you saying you're a Durant fan?
Well, I'm a very large Durant fan. I love Durant. He's one of my probably top 2 or 3 favorite players ever. I love Durant. I think this kind of makes things a little messy with the Nets team, but at the same time, I think they were worried about what the hell Kyrie Irving is doing.
What the hell is Kyrie?
What is he doing?
What is Kawhi doing?
No one knows. That's the thing. Like I think Philly was going to get Harden. I really think so. And I think, I almost said New Jersey myself, I think Brooklyn panicked with Kyrie doing whatever the hell he's doing. And I think they pulled the trigger, but they spent too many draft picks, lost too many. I mean, they weren't great defensively to begin with. And they just lost their rim protector, or their best rim protector. And now yet offensively they're going to be dominant, but we don't know how they can share the ball, especially with, I think Durant's going to be fine. Durant can flow within the offense and work perfectly fine. He proved that in Golden State. Harden and Irving both want the ball, need the ball to operate. And I don't know how it's going to go. And they sacrifice defense for more offense. And as a huge Durant fan, I'm very iffy about this. They won their first game, which I believe was last night, I think.
Last night,
yeah.
Against my Orlando Magic.
Yes, indeed.
See,
and Harden had a 30-point triple-double with 9 turnovers, so I don't know.
And his coach Steve Nash said he about had a quadruple-double with 10 turnovers.
Yeah.
Almost.
Yeah, I mean, if it was like just Durant and Harden, I'd love it. And then you can piece together some defenders or rim protectors or rebounders. With both Irving coming back, I don't know how it's going to work. They don't have defenders down low. They don't have defenders in the perimeter. Durant's the best defender. He's coming off an Achilles injury, and he's having to play extra minutes now because Irving's not showing up to games, and it's kind of a mess. I'll let someone else talk because I've been talking for a couple minutes straight. But.
Uncle Doug, you seem to be chomping at the bit. What do you got?
Well, I think that the Nets panic because of Kyrie Irving. I mean, they just don't know what's going on with him, and I don't really seems to me like he's not communicating with them. Yeah, I've heard he's not returning the calls, and like Wade mentioned, they're worried about Philadelphia getting him, and Houston just jumped in and tried to get as much as they could. They knew they were going to lose him, so if somebody's going to give them all those draft picks and some players, why not?
They get 4 draft picks and 4 pick swaps?
Yes.
Unprotected. Yeah,
on top of a bunch of players swapping around too.
Right.
Like it's Cleveland, Indiana, and everything.
I just want to touch on a couple things. First off, I don't think Kyrie Irving knows what he's doing. So
I agree.
The Nets not knowing is a given because Kyrie's a mess. And this is coming from a guy that Kyrie Irving is my favorite player. Yeah. I don't know that I've ever said that on the air yet. And I was happy, like Wade said, that Kyrie and Durant were playing together.
I agree.
And I was like, oh, Wade and I's favorite players playing together would be cool. And then you add Harden to it, and I kind of feel the same way. I'm like, now it's a mess.
It makes it real messy, like legacy-wise, how things work. I just don't think it's going to happen. Because Clay and Steph and Durant and Draymond is what they're going to compared to, but we have a bunch of differences there. Clay is a spot-up shooter. Draymond sucks at offense. Steph is, obviously a dominant shooter, and Durant can flow from the offense and just catch the ball, turn around and shoot. You have 2 extremely ball-dominant guys that have to have the ball in their hands all the time. wouldn't be, and the best player is the guy that doesn't need the ball in his hands. So he's gonna sit there and look at him like, "You're gonna give me the damn ball. Like, look at me, give me the ball."
Durant is the most unselfish of the group, but he's the one that I would think would take the back seat the least because he's the best.
That's my point. Like, he doesn't need to take the back seat. If he takes the back seat, they're screwed. He's the best one. Even coming off an Achilles injury, he's the best player. He's the all-time great out of the three. Well, I mean, they all have all-time great potential, I think, but he's one of the most dominant scorers you've ever seen, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Well, and you've got a new coach, and not just new coach, but not just new in Nets, but new coach. He's never coached before, trying to manage all these egos and
That's the hardest part.
ball touches. And it's going to be rough.
Go ahead.
I was just going to say he was already struggling. I don't know if struggle is the right word, but he was already having a little bit of a hard time because Karis LeVert was pissed off about his playing time and touches.
And then Dinwiddie just got lost for the season
Yeah, Dinwiddie is a big blow, I think.
and everything.
That was a big loss for them because their depth took a huge hit with this trade because they traded so many pieces.
It's one of your main ball handlers and a very versatile guy that can do a lot of things. Too.
I agree, but at the same time, is there any ball left to be handled at this point?
No.
Honestly, I think their most important player outside these three guys is now Joe Harris.
Well, see, usually I think before the trade, I'd say outside of Durant and Irving, I'd agree with you because he's a shooting machine. Mm-hmm. But they lack so much defense now. I don't know whoever can actually guard play some post defense is the most fourth valuable person.
Who is that?
Not DeAndre Jordan.
DeAndre Jordan got obliterated last
Terrible.
night by Vucevic.
He hasn't been good for a few years now.
I thought his athleticism had gone down slightly, but I thought, man, he's still a huge body, big, strong guy. You're not gonna take that guy down the block and do work.
They do.
Oh, they do.
I don't understand. I don't know if it's an effort thing or if it's. I don't know what it is. I don't know. Since he left Doc Rivers, it went down really bad.
But the other thing is the only reason he's there is because Durant and Kyrie demanded it.
They were boys on the Olympic team. That's how it went down.
So, essentially, I'm not trying to go there, but I am, I guess. Durant and Kyrie kind of went LeBron on this and said, you bring my boys in or I'm going to hold your franchise hostage and we're going to build a team and it's not going to make a lot of sense.
Well, not only that, but now Durant looks bad because Kyrie is just refusing to show up. So now Durant is responsible for both of them because he's the main guy. So now you have a guy refusing to show up, a guy who can't guard a post in the ground. It's Durant, and then Durant's sitting there like still playing. He's playing more back-to-backs than he's supposed to, playing more minutes than he's supposed to, off an Achilles injury, which is, I would say, the worst injury you can have in basketball.
Agreed.
And he's playing all these extra minutes because Kyrie's not showing up to play. And DeAndre, you can't keep him on the floor for long periods of time. And your best rim protector, Allen, you just traded. So he's their best defender, maybe their tallest defender at 6'11". I don't care what anybody says. He's not 6'9". He's like 6'11", 7 foot tall. He's probably their tallest, best defender. But he can't guard the likes of Anthony Davis or probably not can guard Vucevic. That's not. I mean, he can guard a three or a 4, maybe some 2s. But I mean, it's asking too. They're asking too much. He's gonna have another injury if you don't watch it, and then it's yeah.
Well, here's the real kicker: as it comes playoff time, series after series, it's gonna be guard the other team's best player. Make the finals, guard LeBron or Kawhi Leonard. You know that's where Durant's going.
Well, it's if they play the Lakers, which it was the best team in the league right now.
Right.
If they play the Lakers, he has to guard LeBron or Anthony Davis, and who the hell is going to guard the other one? Joe Harris,
Jeff Green.
Get at it. That's my point. They have to make moves. They
Right.
have to.
They've got to pick up
So
some.
you got to pick
I
somebody
agree.
to play defense.
Here's
You don't
the
want
one thing
Durant.
they do have going for them. I just read this earlier. I don't have it in front of me, so if I screw this up slightly, I apologize. But they have a $5.4 million injury exception for Spencer Dinwiddie, so they can sign somebody for $5.4 million.
Didn't you tell me the other day on the phone they have another mid-level exception?
Yes, they have their regular like $5.8 million mid-level exception still
So
available.
they can get a big body.
I'm just saying that they should be able to play the buyout market or
Yeah, that's right.
or something. Yeah,
We dropped
to
this on
bring
the
in
phone
some.
the other day.
Yeah,
And the name that came to mind for me was now that Cleveland has 3 or 4 big men, go get JaVale McGee, who just played
Right.
a big role for the Lakers who won the championship last year. He can protect the rim, block shots, and rebound. You know?
and he's not expensive.
No, he's
Yeah.
very cheap.
Well, and he and Durant played together at Golden State,
This is true, too.
so
I didn't
he's
think about
comfortable
that.
with him.
I think that's you have to do that, and maybe try and get a perimeter defender. I don't know how you're going to do it.
I think their best perimeter defender at this point is what, Landry Shamet.
Or Durant.
Well, yeah, it depends on how you look at Durant.
It
as a
is
defender,
where he
yeah.
wants to put Durant
Yeah,
because he can fluctuate, but it's.
I think when Durant's best used as a defender, he's as a shot blocker, weak side shot blocker.
he's actually a very good shot blocker.
Yeah.
He almost led the league a couple years ago in Golden State. He was close to 2 a
Mhm.
game.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how I think he finished like 1.8 or 1.7.
Here's the other thing too. And I know he's been skinny his whole career, so it's nothing new. But I don't know that I want him night in, night out guarding all these guys, because at some point that skinny frame is not going to want to withstand all this.
Well, that's what I was trying to say. I think I said a couple minutes ago. You don't want someone coming off a torn Achilles who's
Well, that's a whole nother animal. Is the
who's supposed
Achilles.
to be taking off back to backs and having a limit restriction, and they've already kind of thrown it to the side because Kyrie Irving hasn't quit showing up to games, and Spencer Dinwiddie is hurt, and now so I think he sat out one back to back, and then he started playing them when he wasn't supposed to because Kyrie Irving quit showing up, so he's already getting. They're playing a tricky game, and they might get screwed.
I agree. So the three of us have talked, Wade, Doug, and I. Ray, Drew, you got anything to say, add?
I got one thing to say. So, what do you guys think about how beefed up the Pacers are now?
Well, I don't know if you saw the news, Ray. I don't want to burst your bubble.
I seen the mass on the kidney,
Yes.
But-
I'm sorry, go ahead.
but still, what has that done to the Nets' competition in Eastern Conference now?
Indiana is good.
I like a lot what Indiana has done over the last couple of years. Sabonis has turned into an absolute animal. I guess I should say you should thank me because we drafted that fool and then traded him to OKC for Serge Ibaka. But
Did you all draft Oladipo too?
yes,
Who was also there for a long period of time? So the Magic are just Indiana Pacers.
well, if you look around the NBA, Orlando has a ton of ex-draftees and players that are now like all-stars. I mean, Tobias Harris, we tried to develop him. Oladipo, we drafted Sabonis. I feel like I'm forgetting a couple more guys. Elfrid Payton starts for the Knicks, who were in first place in the East just a couple days ago.
Well, we drafted Kawhi and then traded him for Paul George. And you see how that
I thought it was for George Hill.
No, we didn't. Was it for
Yeah,
George
it was
Hill?
for George Hill.
Okay.
Yeah.
People actually originally got mad that the San Antonio people actually got mad originally when they got rid of Hill. And,
Yeah, because they saw him as the heir apparent of Parker.
Yeah.
And then Parker ended up being good for a while longer, and then Kawhi came on and was really good. So.
Anyway, back to what I was saying though. Sabonis is playing really well. Brogdon is balling hard.
He's been balling for a couple of years now. He's good.
Yeah, but this year I think he's playing better than he ever has. And Turner seems to be pissed off about them turning the reins of the team over to Sabonis and him being all these trade rumors. And he is trying to block every shot in the league right now. And
he's
at
been
like-
trade rumors
he's
for
at-
2.5 years.
He's at like 5 a game.
yeah, I know his blocks average is asinine right now.
We're forgetting one of their forwards.
TJ Warren.
Yeah, there you go.
I think he's hurt right now, though, isn't he?
Yeah.
He's not playing currently, but when he comes back, they'll be deep. They got both the Holidays coming off the bench. Well, the lesser two Holidays coming off the bench, but they're both nice players. I like
Yeah.
them. I loved Aaron Holiday in the draft a couple years ago. Justin's a nice player off the bench. McDermott's been playing really well for him
Yeah.
off the bench.
He's been 20 up like every other game.
Yeah, he's just shooting, doing his natural thing. People tried to make him into something he wasn't when he came into the league. They just let him shoot. But anyway, I like what Indiana's done. I hope nothing's seriously wrong with Karis LeVert. They did find a mass on his kidney, So he is now out indefinitely, is what they're listing him as. And I feel awful for him. If it's something serious, let's hope it's not. But if it's not and he's able to come back and play, I think Karis LeVert could be a great pickup for you guys.
Oh yeah.
I think
Ray's a Pacers fan. If we haven't said that already.
Boom, baby.
I think if Karis LeVert, obviously, if the kidney isn't a big deal, I think that'd be a big. They have 4 or 5 weapons they can throw at you that you have to defend, and that's hard.
As long as egos don't get in the way, because Karis LeVert just got pissed off about touches when he's playing with 2 superstars.
Well, the biggest ego on Indiana up until now was Oladipo, and they just got rid of Oladipo.
But I mean,
No, I think that's a good thing. They just got rid of their biggest
Right.
problem and they replaced him with.
Well, I think that was more natural because he was the best player on the team. He got hurt, and now he looks to be returning to form. And they're like, no, Sabonis is the best player on the team now.
Was he returning to form? He shows signs of it, but I feel like he also falls off sometimes.
I mean, last year he was not. Last year wasn't even close. He was bad last year. I'm saying this year. Like, I think he's averaging 20.
oh yeah.
Yeah.
He has signs. I feel like he has some really good games, and he has games where you're looking at him like, that could be though the team pushing things more towards Sabonis and more than everybody else. So I don't know.
But I guess what I'm saying is it used to be his team. Now it's not, and he was a little pissy about it.
Yeah.
I get it. You got hurt. It wasn't your fault. But now I would say getting him out, he's on whatever happens in Houston. We can get to them in a second. But I think LeVert coming in as the outside guy may not have those same feelings, I guess is what I'm saying.
That's actually what I was ready to bring up was we can hit on Houston before we wrap this up. What do you think about how Houston came out of all this?
I think Houston came out pretty good, getting Oladipo and all those picks and everything with John Wall and DeMarcus Cousins and all that.
Well, I like their collection of talent, but they got 2 guards that can't shoot now. And this is a shooting league.
But they also got rid of their big problem, James Harden.
Well, now that they're going to rebuild. That's what there's to it.
So
They're going to
they're
rebuild.
looking at John Wall, Victor Oladipo in the last year of his contract. He is a free agent at the end of the season. PJ Tucker, Christian Wood, and Boogie, or what is the shell of Boogie Cousins.
Boogie Cousins was just a cheap grab. John Wall was just a return on getting rid of Westbrook.
Wall's playing well, though.
No, I'm not saying anything bad about him, but
That's your boy.
No, I love John Wall, but they had to get rid of Russell Westbrook, and they wanted something in return. So they took a gamble on, again, a torn Achilles that was John Wall, but as a 31, he's not going to be your building block of the future as you're rebuilding. So they're going to have to do something with him. He's not staying there. There's no way he can stay there.
Wall? You going to move that contract a second time?
I mean, no one thought the Wizards could move him,
But I mean,
They did it.
literally, they had to swap Supermaxes to get him moved.
I agree.
I mean, who else you going to swap him for? Blake Griffin now? The walking injury
I'm
that is
thinking
Blake
now,
Griffin.
sorry.
Of course, they may hold on to him to mentor their draft pick. You figure
That's true.
they can use a draft pick.
Now,
for a point
now they got a
guard,
lot of those.
I said they got
and then they can
It
use
depends
him
on
as
who
a
they draft.
mentor.
They have playing their picks back from all times. They made James
That's
Harden
true.
made him
I
trade
guess it
for.
depends, but I'm trying to
Although
think
the
of
way
things.
he's playing, though, Christian Wood may be the centerpiece of this team.
That's just true. Christian Wood is very good, and I haven't paid much attention, but I haven't thought too much of Marcus Cousins so far. Which people were actually talking about him, like he might change something. I was like, those days are over.
I don't want to say he's done because we're 10, 12 games into a
He's
season.
not a superstar though.
No, definitely not. I think coming off back-to-back serious injuries, we can't come out and say one way or the other who or what he's going to be. I think we need to give him a little bit of time on the court to show us who he's going to be, and I don't think 10 or 12 games is nearly enough. A season might not be enough, to be honest.
And what really hurts him is today's NBA is so against big men because they can take advantage of you in the pick and roll and the spread out offense. And so not only was he not agile to begin with, now he's injury prone and wasn't too athletic to begin with. Was very skilled, but now you're gonna have to platoon how you play him during do matchups, and now you don't know if he's gonna be hurt. He's had conditioning issues throughout the years. I mean, I don't know. I don't see DeMarcus Cousins as a large asset anymore in today's NBA. He's nothing. Like there for a while, I think he was thought of like him and Anthony Davis in the same conversation, and I don't think that's even close anymore.
I agree. And over history, I'm sure we can all agree, lower body injuries in big men don't go well.
No, that's the worst.
No, that's the kiss of death for a big man.
Drunas Zagauskas.
Or Greg Oden,
Yao Ming.
Sam Bowie,
Rick
Bill
Silvers.
Walton.
Yao Ming kept breaking his foot.
Yeah, one after another.
Right. I
I mean, those are all foot injuries. We're talking about Achilles here. Slightly different, but still terrible.
still saying. I mean, when you're that big, you're putting all that pressure on your lower body.
Yeah.
But, go ahead.
Anybody else got anything to add before we wrap up?
Nope, that's all I got.
Oh, so nothing? You had nothing?
I said something.
Drew sat over there playing with his zipper the whole episode.
I will say one thing. When they played last night, without Kyrie Irving, Harden and Durant looked unstoppable. They were very. Obviously, the 9 turnovers isn't phenomenal, but other than that, Harden even had. There were spots where he would have done his step back 3 and forced it with Houston, and he started to go through the motion and stopped, and then would kick it to Durant, who drove and then kicked it to a wide open 3. And that's what you want to see. You don't want Harden to be the ball hog that was James Harden for off and on certain years in Houston. But that's a positive sign. But I think Kyrie Irving might mess that up. I liked what I saw offensively from Harden and Durant. It actually looked pretty good. Durant dropped, I think, 42 and shot well over 50%. And I think Harden shot around 50% and had a triple-double, 9 turnovers. But
He also shot, I think, 1 of 9 from 3.
but it was a well-run offense. That's all.
I agree. I mean, I realize they did it to my Magic, but the surprising part...
Magic played well. Magic haven't played shitty. They played well.
The surprising part to me was how long they allowed the Magic to stay with them.
Oh, it was a very close game up until, the final 3-4 minutes?
Yeah.
They started to pull away.
Right.
The Lakers play that shit, though. The Lakers know they're better than everybody, and they experiment with stuff. And then LeBron and Mark Gasol, and I'll forget Anthony
AD.
Davis. He's been missing time, though, a little bit.
AD has not looked like AD even when he's been on the floor this year. I'll look at games, and even games I miss, I'll just look at the box score and be like, 18-8. And I'm like, well, that's not a bad game, but this is the guy that averaged 27 last year.
That's how crazy good he is, though. He, year in, year out, is a 28-10 guy with 3 blocks and a steal or 2. But my point is, the great teams, which right now the best teams are the Lakers. I'm not trying to say the Nets in one game or just the Lakers. The Lakers are the best team in the league. They fiddle with their competition and they experiment with different situations and lineups, and then the last 5-6 minutes, they kill them. It's Davis, LeBron, Gasol, Kuzma time, or shorter now, and they smash them. And then the Nets, I think, were kind of filling with it last night.
They're also learning how to play with each other a little bit.
Yeah.
A lot of these guys have never played with each other.
And I think they're going to suck at defense. So,
Truth.
but offensively, they got into a rhythm there where the last handful of possessions, it was a Kevin Durant, James Harden pick and roll, which I don't think you're going to stop. Who are you going to put on who there? And they can pick, pop, pick, roll. I mean, whatever Harden wants to. And you can make fun of Harden all you want. He is a phenomenal passer and can read defenses very well. And Durant is obviously Kevin Durant. So, but that was awesome. The first game looked good without Kyrie Irving. So we'll see what happens when Kyrie Irving comes back.
If he comes back. We'll see if he even does.
We have no idea what he's doing.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but I thought Woj reported
He can
yesterday
come back.
or the day before that he was coming back.
He can.
He can.
I don't
He's
know.
been approved to come back.
Because he had that COVID. He had that COVID thing.
Right.
where
He had to clear
he had
COVID
a party. He
protocols.
was at his sister's birthday party without a mask. But
Right. Yeah, he was cleared as of Saturday, I believe, but he's still not communicating with them. So.
Kyrie's still got to, manage his cult that he started.
you're probably right. Yeah.
Okay, so hypothetical. I think they were talking about Oladipo been wanting to go to Miami.
I read that. Yeah.
So if Houston ends up trading him to Miami, does that make Miami better or Miami worse?
We don't know. It just depends on the trade.
Well, is it a trade or is he just going to go there in the offseason because he's a free agent?
Well, we talked about offseason, but I don't know if Miami wants to wait. But
Well, Miami's been playing like crap, so they may want to make a move. But I don't think.
I think Miami's just worn out from the bubble and then starting a month later.
Maybe. My thing is obviously you're not giving up Butler. I don't. If I'm Miami, I'm not giving up Tyler Hero for anything.
Or Duncan Robinson.
Like when, Duncan Robinson
Those are their
is
trade pieces, though. Their trade pieces are the young guys, Hero and
right,
Robinson.
and
Who you don't want to give up.
Adebayo.
Oh, they just
Yeah,
signed him. They signed him to a
yeah.
max. He's not.
Don't give up
that
Bam.
about
No, that's what I'm saying. Is that and Adebayo, as in like he's the other young guy they don't want to give
They
up.
didn't they sign him to a max? They just signed him to a max.
Yeah, like a 190, I think. Yeah,
There was something crazy.
him and Ingram
It's gonna be hard to
and
get them,
somebody else signed.
though. Hero
all of
and
that draft
Duncan are
class.
the main trade pieces, but at the same time, the way they played, either deep down into the season and into the bubble, especially I love Tyler Hero. Tyler Hero is amazing. Duncan Robinson is a shooting fool, but I think I don't know. I like Hero more than Robinson, but they're both very good assets.
I don't know. Maybe somebody out there really likes Kendrick Nunn. I mean, he started for him, was one of the Rookie of the Year guys last year, but he doesn't play anymore. I don't know what happened. He just got in the
I don't
doghouse or
think
what.
anyone's going to give up Oladipo without getting Hero or Duncan Robinson back. If not
Well,
both.
then I wouldn't do it.
well,
That's what I'm
Personally.
saying. Yeah,
maybe
that's what you're gonna want.
be doing the cash considerations and probably draft picks if they even go that deep.
I don't think he goes to Miami until next year.
No, I don't think he's leaving.
But
Yeah. Well, guys, thanks for tuning in for our short little episode here. We're going to wrap up our James Harden special here, and we'll catch you Thursday for our James Worthy episode. Two Jameses almost got mixed up there. And thank you, guys.